Hello, everybody. Welcome to week 8 of communication skills. This week we're covering 3 chapters, chapters 14, 15, and 16 out of your textbook. And the assignments that we'll give this week span your spring break. They are not due until March the 12th, that Tuesday night by midnight. So keep that in mind. There's several assignments. Your speech is due. Your second speech is due this week. You have a discussion post due this week, but all of this reading, chapter 14, 15, 16, all of that you have until Tuesday night, March 12th by midnight to complete it. Now, before we get into the lectures over those 3 chapters, I want to do a few housekeeping things. First of all, I want you to recognize that we have reached the point in this course that things are about to become much more intense. I told you at the beginning there'd be a few weeks where all we'd have were discussion posts, and we're ending that period now. We're entering a period where the work is going to get a whole lot more intense. If you've been struggling to turn in your coursework, or you've been neglecting this class, this is the point where you need to become extra vigilant moving forward, because if you missed an assignment last week or the week before, it might have only cost you 10 points. And in the grand scheme of things, 10 points may not be that major of a loss. But we're about to come into these weeks where you have a speech due this week. It's worth 100 points. You have a self-evaluation due the next week that's worth 20 points. And so you're starting to see you'll have some weeks where you'll have an outline due. As a matter of fact, the next week after your speech, you're going to have an outline for speech 3 due and a self-evaluation for speech 2 on the same week. And so what's going to happen now moving forward, if you miss a week, if you don't turn in your work one week, it's going to cost you dearly, because these assignments are worth more points and they're going to come more frequently. And if you're not careful, a bad grade here and a bad grade there doesn't hurt you so bad. But the bad grades will start snowballing and will quickly become an issue that is detrimental to your grades. So it's important that from this point, we're about the midpoint of the semester, from this point forward, you need to be paying real close attention to this class. Set an alarm on your phone. If you're having trouble remembering to do your online class, by all means, set an alarm on your phone. Treat this like any other class. You have a time, a schedule where you go to other classes. I don't care what time you go to this class, but set aside a time 2 or 3 times a week. Set aside an hour, say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or maybe an hour and a half on Tuesday and Thursday at whatever time. It can be 10 o'clock at night. That doesn't matter. What matters is that you're consistent, that you get your work done. Your work is due every week by midnight, and you can do it at your leisure. Just be sure you do it. Now, with that in mind, I want to offer another chance for extra credit points. I've done this a few weeks ago whenever I preached at the chapel service at Urshan and gave a seminar, and several took advantage of that, and I'm very thankful that you did, and some of you have got exceptional grades because of that. And so I'm giving another chance. If you took the midterm and you feel like you maybe you struggled a little bit, or you just need a bump in your grade, you've missed an assignment here or there, this is your chance. If you're watching this video, follow these simple instructions. In the week 8 module for week 8, all of your assignments are listed. One of those assignments is a reading assignment. It's there every week. It is a 0-point assignment. However, this week, if you will click on the reading assignment, it has been programmed to accept a text submission. So whenever you pull it up, you'll see the reading assignment in the upper right-hand corner above all the details. You're going to see a submission box. And if you'll click on that submission box, it'll let you enter a typed response. And all I want you to do is type in your name and hit submit. And I will give you 10 extra credit points if you follow those simple instructions. Listen, this is easy. Everybody ought to do it. It makes up an entire missed discussion post. So if maybe you didn't do well in the midterm, you want 10 extra points on your grade, go to the week 8 module, the reading assignment, click on it, and there's a button to submit the assignment. Hit the button, and it'll pop up a box, and type in your name and hit submit. And that's all you got to do to get 10 points for this class. Now, this week's reading, all of it, all 3 chapters, is about delivering a speech. Your next speech is due on March the 12th by midnight. That's the Tuesday after spring break. And it is a demonstration speech. You're required to use some kind of presentation aid to demonstrate how something is done. I don't care what you demonstrate, and I don't care what kind of presentation aid you use, but you also have to have an audience. You're responsible for assembling an audience to watch you give this speech. The person who records the speech needs to record the audience also briefly at the beginning to let me know an audience is there. And then you need to make sure they're close enough to you that your voice can be heard. I need to be able to tell what you're saying, and I need to be able to see your facial expressions and your hand movements and all the things that you're doing, body language that's helping communicate your point. So you'll need to get that done, get it put together, and it'll be due on March the 12th by midnight. Now, this lecture will touch on each of the 3 chapters. However, because we are covering 3 chapters, I won't try to touch on everything that is in the 3 chapters. You will still be responsible for the entire contents of every one of these chapters. Now, the final will be similar to the midterm. It'll cover the material from this week forward. So starting right here with chapter 14, 15, and 16, these are the first chapters that are going to appear on the final. And the final will be like the midterm in that I will give you a review document, just like I did for the midterm, and test questions are going to be taken from that review document. So if you work your way through the review document, you will have already seen everything that's going to be on the test. Now, you'll have seen twice as much as what's going to be on the test, but the test should be familiar to you. I want you to succeed in this class. If you're struggling, feel free to reach out to me via email, and I will do anything I can to help you along the way.